Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Sunless Skies. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today in Eleutheria, I believe. Specifically, in the place of the Rose. Caduceus is the name of the area, I think, and we're gonna participate in the Rite of the Rose, and it's definitely not gonna get us killed. I think we're gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's definitely not gonna be fine. So we've descended into the caverns already, we have talked to the ebullient decadent. A poet with a tangle of violent red hair is staring at you. Captain, he calls. What does he want? I suppose I should do that. The affiliation with Bohemia is required for that. Captain, he beams at you. You'll have heard of me, or my poems. Although perhaps you haven't, I get censored so. His eyes are wide and wild. My muse is disapproved of. I came to Eleutheria to be inspired, and my god I have written panegyrics. What? Panegyrics, it's a weird word anyway. To our dark star. Odes to the maiden who presides here. But I cannot get published in London. He sniffs, frowns, smiles once more. Please take my latest to my publisher, Storages, in London. It is better than my last, but they won't even read it. Pass it off as yours. Please say you will. He pushes a sheaf of yellowing pages into your hand. Thank you. I will. I will indeed. Can I explore the temple before I participate in the Rite of the Rose? I want to. It must predate London's entry into the high wilderness. We didn't do this before, did we? Corinthian columns line the processional... Oh. We didn't, because I don't know what that word means. It's just a place where you make processions? Sure. Though their capitals bear budding roses rather than acanthus leaves. Devils unmasked recur on the frescoes. Only the wall behind the thrones has been left without adornment. The temple contains a multitude of shrines scattered throughout the complex like links on a chain. Each holds a reliquary to a single figure. One is to the fiddler, another to the piper, a third to the drummer, the chorister, and the violinist. The rose binders treat these shrines with a reverence that borders on fear. Oh, I can observe the rose binders at work. They rarely speak and refuse all assistance. The masked devils menace the greenery, encroaching on the temple with severe secateurs. Marble walls crack with creeping vines and tumbling flora. They rip and crush with equanimity. Theirs is an uncompromising battle to prevent the temple's decay. Only the flowerless rose bushes are afforded mercy. These are trimmed and tended, primped, and perfumed. As you watch, a deviless calls over a compatriot. They mournfully examine the coils of a bush gone gray. Eventually, and with a great deal of ceremony, they begin to uproot it. And I can talk... The Thorn Maiden, that's her, right? Yeah, I can talk to the Bohemians, though, but I did that already, I think. No, because I wasn't admitted yet. Visitors come and go to Caduceus, but all are generally of a similar temperament. A lout youth with acres of golden hair invites you into his little company. His little company? What does that mean? Is it like his, personal space? As in, not as in, oh, this is my personal space where I sleep and... study. No, it's like in close proximity to his body. That sort of personal space. His little company is such a... What does that mean? I love it. I love that expression. It's great. But I don't know what it means. I guess, well, I have an idea what it might mean, and all those options are good. Anyway, they sit before the throne, painting roses onto each other's bodies. A rose black as the liberation blossoms on his white chest. A pair of twins have daubed a pattern of roses, linked like chains. It begins on the right of her neck, and ends on the nail of his smallest left toe. An elderly poet, his mustaches ringed with roses, explains that they are merely passing the time. We are somewhat listless between the rites, he explains. When the sunlight pours through, we may taste the rose. Oh, that might give me some indication as to what exactly is going to happen. I suppose I can go back to the Thorn Maiden. And, yeah. So we had that conversation. Let's participate in the Rite of the Rose. For those suitably attuned, the Thorn Maiden is willing to perform the rites of the rose. It is the great mystery of Caduceus's heart. At Caduceus's heart. The Thorn Maiden rises from her throne and strikes a single bell. Rose binders advance on the throngs, passing out garlands of thorns. A rose binder wearing a mask of thorns and petals passes you a garland. It fits about your neck easily, like a stole. It reeks like a bottle of perfume left out in the sun. Your fellow visitors to Caduceus are approaching the throne, their arms outstretched, their eyes agleam. The Thorn Maiden turns away from the supplicants and faces the marble wall behind the throne. She raises her arms and lifts the crown from her head. The rest is lost in a crest of sudden sunlight that crashes over the temple like a golden wave. And I have lost moments of inspiration, but now the roses are in full bloom. As your eyes adjust to the illegal radiance of the sudden sunlight, you can see that the arboretum has been entirely transformed. The statues are covered and crowned with wild roses of every possible color. Impossible roses bloom on the throne and on the marble slabs on the ground. Celebrants run through fields of brightly hued flowers, drinking and dancing and laughing. And I can rest among the roses. I can also kiss a rose. I dream in the roses. What exactly? Cavort amongst the... Oh my god. Take a gift of the rose. For mirrors. Let's examine the roses. They glisten, but not with you. Are they weeping? How did I... Oh, I failed on 80%. A violet rose opens its petals at your touch, as if it were waiting to bloom just for you. The flower is rich with nectar. As you go to taste it, a filament tears in your hand. The celebrant beside you tuts. You captains ruin everything with your infernal curiosity. And sunlight dapples the petals gold and ember. It's changing the color, isn't it? Yeah. So I can try that again. Let's kiss. Some celebrants press their lips to the flowers. Nope, I'm gonna try that again. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna try that until we're dead. I hate those high-level misses. You carefully peel open a great azure rose, blooming on the head of a statue. A wash of perfume spills out, heady as Benedictine wine. Within, the rose is wet with dew and nectar. Its stigma weeps silver tears. They are saline to the taste, but smell of wild honey. Okay. Let's take a gift of the rose. Celebrants wander among the roses, naming and entreating them to offer up jewels held in the petals. Huh. A celebrant with lobelia tangled in his hair leads you to a patch of roses blooming in red and black and gold. Each gleams with something akin to dew. The youth pulls back the petals of the nearest, exposing a jewel, broad as an athlete's thigh and faced as the mortal soul, nestling in the rose's maw. Only take one. They will be affronted should they all be plucked at once. He offers no further explanation. Which will you take? Well, a citrine, obviously. Although, is a ruby a precious stone? Because I think citrines are not. They're semi-precious. Onyxes are also semi-precious. But I think rubies are precious. I'm gonna take a ruby. I don't know if this matters, but a stone is red as the fall of dynasties. The petals... Oh, it's just money. It's basically what it is. The petals part willingly as you reach in to take the stone. It's warm to the touch and fills your palm entirely. A gift, the celebrant says, an odd smile on his face. They bring us such gifts. They have no use for them. I can just rest. How long has it been since you have known peace? Dream in the roses. Before the throne, a throng of celebrants lie entwined, asleep. I can also cavort. That sounds more fun than just dreaming. Participate in the mystery of the beholding. Wait until the... Oh. An emerald rose wilts in the failing light. Still not done, but let's cavort among the roses here. Bohemians run through the roses with wild abandon. Some dance, others fall, pulling others down beneath the petals with them. And that lowers my terror. The divine Elagabalus never knew such indulgence. Roses in a multitude of colors, blue, emerald, violet, and carnelian, open from the temple roof, showering celebrants with petals. The arboretum is a riot of laughter and song. You sip dew wine, kiss lips sticky with it, sing along to the throbbing of the drums beneath your feet. Whenever you stumble, a rose binder is at your side to right you and guide you back to the revel. I don't know, I'm always expecting this to be the worst thing that's about to happen because the air is sickly sweet with decay. Oh no. An emerald rose wilts in the failing light. Everything is rotting. Let's approach the Thorn Maiden. She stands apart from the celebrations. Faithful acolytes surround her. A poet places a garland of silver roses around her neck and bids her follow him to the caverns, where they might gaze on the moon together. The Thorn Maiden laughs and turns away. A Bacchant with wild eyes takes the Thorn Maiden's hand in her own, coiling their fingers together like serpents in a nest. The Thorn Maiden smiles distantly, extricates her hand, and turns to a third, a fiddler, with eyes flecked with gold. "I think you are ready," she says. "The roses have taken enough of you," and she ignores you entirely. The roses fail fast. Petals fall in a continuous stream. The roses are almost gone. You have time for only one more activity here. Well, that's great. I can cavort. Oh my god, these failures. Tell you what. And I gain terror from that. Roses run wild and verdant in the temple forecourt. You stumble through the undergrowth, dazzled by the variegated flowers and dulled by their perfumes. A poet with eyes like a stormy sea approaches you. His fingertips are bleeding, dripping crimson with a wildflower carpet. "Bitten!" he cries, displaying his bloody fingers. "Oh, the insatiate rose!" And now... Oh, maybe we had the chance to do that. I'm an idiot. As your eyes adjust to know that, yeah, let's return to the rites. The roses fade like the tide withdrawing from the shore. The sunlight washes away, leaving only a memory of radiance. The rose binders approach the debris of the rose rite, armed with brooms and dustpans. And I'm gonna leave them to it. The red masks bear down upon the temple. The devils make light work of the sweet-smelling chaos of fallen petals, broken hedgerows, and shattered glass. Theirs is a practiced craftsmanship. Within minutes, the temple is as it was before the rites, as though the sunlight and the roses never were. And I can just spend moments of inspiration on that. I see. Okay, well, that's very nice to know. We don't need to do anything else, but moments of inspiration is something we need. So we have Caduceus. Let's see if we have anything over here that would tell us that there is something else. So, Eagles in Empyrean. What are the coordinates there? A cloaked figure from the ministry patrols the market looking for skyfarers. Would you be interested in some patriotic work? He asks. The can is poisoning the minds of eagles in Pirion with spiteful stories about life in Albion. Worse, most of them are true. We plan to balance the books. Oh, it's the last. Why can my eyes not see the very last sentence? My God. North of Pan. Hiccups. Southwest of Pan. What is this? This is important because we need to find this. House of Rods. Wait, isn't that the prison place? No, that's Piranesi. Okay, so we have things to see down here. Oh. Excuse me. What? I reloaded the game. Because, you know, it was not the same day as last episode. How? That basically means that area is bugged. Because that wouldn't happen, right? Also, that. I don't know what that's supposed to be. We found something. Oh, yeah. Your scout relays its findings. Our terror is going up. Got some little jagged edges. Okay, we're finding... Oh, I see. Finding some borders. Okay. Borders are important because they mean that I cannot go through. And basically it allows me to not have to worry about parts of the map that might be interesting. Okay, let's send the bat out again. Fuel is always going to be the biggest concern. Your scout has nothing to report except that the sky is vast and the winds bite. Oh, they do. We're just going to go right around the edge of the map. I think that's good enough. Let's autopilot here. Yeah. I think that's good enough. Cantankeri up ahead. There's something else over here, I thought. Again, the winds bite. Fuel's going down. A little bit of a fog of war over here. It's about to disappear. That background is spooky. And again, the scout finds nothing. Lovely place, mind you. I really enjoy the multiple layers of background. There's so many of them. Your Kaivi announces Gruffy that it found nothing. Good. Also, this soundtrack. Your scout has discovered something out in the sky. This is the little inklings, Captain, an engineer says. Where bad idea comes from. Where bad ideas come from. I disabled the auto pilot. Huh. Game is chugging. What is this? It's like the leg of a crab. You see those little things? The Lunula. Not necessarily the crab, although most likely, yes, the crab. And also, whatever we found is in there. The House of Rods and Chains, a ruined palace atop a rotting messenger, now home to uninvited guests of a rubbery persuasion. Oh no. There's the dock, Captain. Yes, there is. And also, uninvited guests of a rubbery persuasion? What a freaking thing that is in the first place. And yes, this is the head of a crab. Very intricate creatures they are. The crabs are. Vast, desolate, broken. Once, this creature flew majestically through the heavens. Now it floats in silence, a monument to a judgment's wrath. I didn't bring the things. I really wish I could bring the things, but I can't. But with any luck, no luck. And I think I might have some of these. They're really cheap, so I'll take them. I don't know if I have them back home. I don't think I do. So, and we just don't have bombazine, unfortunately. I don't even know where to find it. So this place just sells caged catches. Okay, so let's take some of that. And can I take that? Yes, I can. Take an extra one. Sure thing. Okay. And then we have the carapace. A house of rods and chains, the air tastes of salt and rot. Up close, the carcass of this ancient crustacean resembles a battlefield. Its carapace is pockmarked from the impacts of space detritus and cracked open from the impact of 6 spires. Doors of leather, rubber, chitin, scale, fur, flesh, and feather lead inside, without the Oxford comma, which upsets me. Each of them carved and branded with a letter of the correspondence. And I can attempt to open the chitin door, but not the other ones. The other doors are tightly closed or too high to reach. This one is slightly ajar. I can also explore the shell or the ruins. Let's explore the shell. There may be something to find in the wreckage. The surface is desolate. It's littered with obsidian blocks from the fallen spires. Here and there, a large piece of space debris has torn up part of the carapace and exposed the flesh below. Even that is desiccated now, and cold as any rock. None of the damage you find looks like something that could be fatal for a creature of this size. What about the ruins? 7 obsidian spires once stretched into the sky. Only this one remains. Dim light oozes through a single window at the top, occasionally flickering as someone or something passes in front of the fire. And I can present tribute to the spire, searing enigma. A word spoken by a son. The keeper of the spire will be eager to pass this intelligence to its master. Probably shouldn't do that. I only have the one, and I don't know where to get more. I can also give golden ember. Oh, I have some ember, don't I? As tribute, which probably is better. Let's knock on the door. There's no handle on this side, just a barely perceptible outline of a door with a circular symbol roughly carved onto it. The obsidian surface absorbs the knock, leaving the rap of your knuckles sounding small and hollow. There's no answer. Let's attempt the chitin door. It takes every last drop of your strength, and the chitin door fights you all the way. It's as thick as armor plating and almost as heavy. Inside, 100 rubbery men carefully ignore your arrival. Refugee Londoners you recognize, the giveaway being their hats on their tentacled faces and the yellowing copies of the Gazette under their clammy armpits. Such earnest social camouflage never helped them fit in with society back home, but it seems old habits die hard. The rubbery men have taken over this spiral-shaped atrium. They gather here to trade amber and share songs of loss and regret. Its shape gives it excellent acoustics. The songs resonate from the walls, doubling the volume and timbre of their voices. Let's compile a port report. The rubbery men are far from home, even for the high wilderness. The rubbery men show little interest in you as you explore. They shuffle around on their own business, polishing and cleaning and preserving the corpse of the house with equal parts elbow grease and embalming fluid. And now I have a port report. We also have a marketplace. The rubbery men sit around the edges of the atrium, ready to trade and offer their services. Polished ivory bones carve the walls of the throat into convenient alcoves. Each has been appropriated by one or more rubbery men, squatting on Hessian mats and running stalls inspired by their time in London. They trade in amber, a naturally exuded substance of their kind, making trade more ceremonial than commercial. Which means I probably can buy amber for fuel. Oh. So if I had red chunks of amber, I could lose terror. That's interesting. This area is really weird. It's got all sorts of completely different mechanics than the first 2 areas that we visited, or first 3 rather. Was it 3 or 2? too, right? Anyway, that's gonna be that for today because we're out of time for right now. So I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Sunless Skies. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye bye.